All right. Welcome to, well, it's not Hangout number two. It's just video number two, Hangout number one. Okay, so the next question is, how did I promote myself in the beginning before I had anyone's attention? Well, this kind of piggybacks off the last discussion, really, which was video number one, Hangout one, where Wade asked what I would have done 4 years ago. I actually got the attention really early, and that wasn't the best thing that could have happened to me. It was the wrong thing at the wrong time, and the good thing that it did for me is it taught me to write. It taught me that I can sit down, I can write, and I can get attention the next day, and that's a really exciting thing. There's a little high there, certainly. Oh yeah, and this was back. It wasn't before Twitter. It was at Twitter. It was 2008. But the difference was people weren't using Twitter as their RSS feed yet, and comments were like the whole idea of comments were just much more fluid. And I would write something about nothing, and I'd get 100 comments, and that was really, really exciting because I knew I didn't have a niche. I had like the opposite of a niche. I just like sat down every day like, what bullshit do I want to say today? And people cared, and it felt so good. And I really, really liked that. So, but then I made the mistake of writing for that attention and writing for those comments and not putting money in my bank account or learning how to write for money. And that's a quick way to be a starving artist. I'm not one of those writers who's in love with the idea of writing. I love writing, but it's work. It's serious work to me. I mean, the beauty is part of writing is daydreaming. So I do get to go to work and daydream, but I don't go to work to daydream. And there's a distinction there. When I track my words, like I make sure that I'm really truly paying attention to what I'm doing and why. But I think that when you write for attention, it's a different kind of writing, and you do write for your audience, but you're also writing for yourself. You're writing to get pats on the back, and you're writing for a certain kind of glow, and that's not necessarily healthy. And it doesn't teach you to write to sell, because it's a different kind of thing. People will pay for things that they won't get for free. It's a different kind of consumption. And if you, as a writer or a blogger, that's a really, really just horrible area to fall into, where you're writing for attention, and it's really easy to do. And so for me, I actually got the attention, and I had to disappear from it. That's why I became a ghostwriter, because I figured, hey, I know how to write for attention, but I don't always need the attention. And in fact, it's kind of better if I don't have it. So for like a year and a half, I just disappeared, and I started writing a lot of copy and really learning my craft. And so when I came back, it was a matter of leveraging the ways I knew to get attention. So for example, now I actually am pretty casual about the way I get attention. Marketing is a very difficult thing for me. When I'm a ghostwriter and I'm marketing for somebody else, it's easy. It's fun. Like, I like coming up with the calls to action. I like coming up with the headlines. I like being slightly more manipulative in my writing, because I know I'm supposed to drive a certain behavior, and I find that challenging, and it's really tapped into human psyche and the way we all think. And I love that stuff. It's marketing is human behavior. And if you're a good marketer, you're a good psychiatrist. Or not, I'm not saying that you can prescribe medicine and solve people's problems. I'm saying that you understand the human condition because you know what makes us tick. And that's fascinating. That's one of the best takeaways I've ever had from my time as a copywriter, is really knowing people. I love that. And I think my dialogue is better because of that time. And so really my main way of driving attention now is I try to be pretty chill about it, because I'm not that comfortable saying pay attention to me. So I do, and you guys can see that just from the way the digital writer has unfolded. I mean, the first 6 months I put it out there, and I didn't want to say pay attention to me. Come on, you guys, write posts about this. Talk about it on Facebook and Twitter, put links out there. Like, I didn't want to ask for those things. I thought if I write 3,000 words and put out a 10,000 word book and shoot some videos, people will do it for me. But that's not true. They won't. People are inherently either busy or lazy, or it just doesn't happen. We all have too much to do, and I get that. So you do have to know how to ask for the sale. The way I do it is a little bit different, because I know it's the right thing to do is to always ask for the sale, but that doesn't mean I always do it. So the way I get attention now is by over delivering, like what I'm doing with the digital writer. I'm really trying hard to move a group forward. This is our time. Let's go forward. With my fiction, I over deliver by, writing with Dave something remarkable every week, something worthy of 4 at the minimum stars. And hopefully we hit 5 more often than we hit 4 every week in and out, so that our readers love us and know what to expect. I don't know of anybody else delivering the quality of fiction that we are on a weekly basis. And that makes us special in that way. So that's my way of marketing, because I think I'll get attention for doing that, and I don't have to ask for it. I just have to prove that I know what I'm doing. And I'm more comfortable with that kind of attention. I'm more comfortable with earned attention rather than asking for it. So now I feel like I have enough attention on me that all I have to do is keep doing a really good job and be consistent with it, and I'll get more. So oh yeah, dude, I totally can. I'm a fast writer, and the more I write, the faster I write. If I actually slow down, I'll write less. So for example, right now I'm doing everything I'm doing with Dave, plus I'm producing a line of children's titles. And so in the last, what's it been? In the last 3 months I've been at this. So in 3 months with Dave, we put out 12 books. But in that same amount of time, I've created about 11 episodes of 3 different series for children. They're all in various stages of production, and about 8 short stories for children that are not that short. They're actually 10,000 words each. So I'm creating more content away from Dave than I am with Dave, as hard as that is to believe. So, no, I'm just a full-time writer. I mean, I write 50 to 60 hours a week, and it really, really adds up. And I'm fast, but beyond that, I have a good support team. I work with other writers, and the other work I'm doing with beyond Dave are with other writers also. It's what I call the production model, where we outline a story together and then they write the stories. And I'm sure you'll meet some of these writers on future Hangouts. They really are a part of what I do, a heavy part of what I do. But I am a really collaborative writer, and I like shaping other stuff. So no, I don't think, I think if anything, my systems will continue to improve, and I'll be able to do more, not less. So yeah, no, I'm a long-term writer. I mean, I don't think that what I want to do is be really smart about how I frame stuff. So, like for example, Dave and I are putting out a couple of, we always do a bundle. For example, the series runs and then it's a bundle. So that buys us an extra week. The short stories are a little easier to write than the seasons. That buys us a week. So we try to, map out our time. But the children's stuff is interesting because I don't want to, like right now I'm working too hard, and I don't want to work this hard next year. I'm willing to work this hard this year, all through the way to the end. But I don't want to launch my children's titles until I have a year's worth of content already done. So that way, and that's what I mean about playing the long game. Like, it's hard to do that. It's hard to believe in your idea so much that you will build a year's worth of content out ahead of time. Can you imagine saying, I want to start a blog, but I'm not going to start it until I've got, 200 posts in the bank? That's the equivalent of what I'm doing. And each post is, like a big 5,000 word epic. Like, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm going to have 50 documents that are all about 15,000 words. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I do have to have confidence, but it's basically Collective Inkwell for kids. So I've already proven the model, and now what's awesome is I get to actually field test the stuff. I'm reading the children's stuff out loud to my children every night, and that's been one of the best experiences of my writing life so far. So I need to take a break for here because we're almost at 10 minutes. I'll be right back.